So I'm what one may call a tech bro. Not in that context. I am obsessive over the technical side of Dungeons and Dragons. How things work fascinates me, especially classes and subclasses. And of course we're gonna make it about just roll with it, because what else is there to do? Recently, it was revealed in the Griscord, a server I'm not a part of, but I have my sources, that beloved character Ava Ferin's class was a monk. Who cheered? Me! I cheered. I've had this suspicion that Ava would be a monk for a while, but it was more of like a passing thought than like a theory. But now with the quasi-confirmation from the big Grizz himself, my noggin's been a-knockin' upon my cranium. That is to say, I've been thinking a lot. So this video will showcase my predictions for some of RIPTIDE's NPCs, classes, and subclasses. Please note that this is all my own personal opinions, and honestly, I'm making most of this shit up. I'm known as Speculation Man. I make things up because they sound cool. Let's start with the woman of the hour, Ava Ferin. As we all know, she is a monk, but what kind of monk is she? Actually, I made a post about this in a Discord about how I feel. I fucking knew she was a monk. All I need is the subclass. I need the subclass. I'm a technical bro. I'm a tech bro? What? Anyways, I need subclass. I'm going to guess probably following the footsteps of her father. I'll get into that later. She is an ancestral dragon monk, because that'll be cool. It makes the most sense with how the Ferin family dynamic looks. Need I say more? Let's continue on the Ferin line with Jayson. I feel like I have the most confidence in saying that Jayson Ferin is a draconic bloodline sorcerer. It's very clear because in episode 100, he uses one of the main class features, the draconic wing. Plus, it would go along with the theme of the Ferins being descendants of something bigger, maybe dragons. It's cool. Be part dragon. Final Ferin. Faye. Honestly, if it comes down to we gotta fight the old hag, I hope to fuck she's a warlock and her patron is Niklaus. Just imagine how fucked that would be. Imagine the reaction from the crew. Imagine the reaction from the fans. It would be magnificently chaotic. It would be fucking wild if Faye Ferins was a warlock and her patron was Niklaus. Just double BBEGs. Another very important naval figure that's been on my mind since her appearance is Kira. Kira. Oh, Kira. Anyways, I have two possible answers, and they're both rangers. One, which is mainly for goofs, is Drake Warden. If Jay has draconic blood, it's just funny that her best friend would be Keeper of Dragons. Real answer, Fae Wanderer. With the fact that she is a man-core or a unicorn, it only makes sense she would have Fae magics. Finally, from the Navy, Kuba Kenta. I don't think he has a class. I think he's just a freak like that. He is just a beast. Sure, Path of the Beast Barbarian. Let's go with that. Oh, but the wiki says, why are you trusting the wiki? Now on to everyone's favorite pirate crew, the Granberry Pirates, starting with Lizzie Lafayette. The funny answer is Way of the Drunken Master Monk. The real answer is that she's an Eldritch Knight fighter. It's probably the best of both worlds when it comes to being a martial class and spellcasting. She has a finesse weapon, and she has Misty Step. That's all the real evidence I could really give. Capsaicin, everyone's favorite Genasi. Get this, College of Swords bard. Listen to me. He got the charisma. It's basically the bard version of fighter, but it's more flowy with the defensive flourishes, which makes sense with how Caspian carries himself around others. Marshal John, the final crew member I'll talk about because the only other one we know is Rudith and is probably a life cleric, to be honest. John isn't that tricky because we see him fight often. And with the character design, I think I have this one in the bag. I think Marshal John is Path of the Giant Barbarian. I'm going to take a direct quote from RPGbot.net. Get angry and become large. Also, there's a part where we see one of the class features being used, or what I'm interpreting a class feature being used. During the siege on Joaldo, right before Marshal John was arrested, we see him literally chuck Old Man Earl back onto the ship. This could be just a funny thing Grizz decided would happen because it is funny. Or, this is the 10th level class feature called Mighty Impel, where you could fucking throw creatures up to 30 feet. That's just a thing that this barbarian class can do. Another pirate crew that's tattooed onto my brain is the Jazz Pirates. Jazz is interesting. I love him. Probably because he is my favorite subclass. College of Eloquence Bard. My reasoning for this is the lip bite. Again, this might be a bias. I like the character, so I want him to be my favorite subclass, but it fits in some regard. I'll be quick with the other members of his crew because there isn't a lot about them that is available. Aga is most likely a rogue. Kai is maybe an artificer. I can't really think of other classes that they could be. And I straight up don't remember the goblin's name. I don't even remember if they're a goblin or not. So they don't exist to me. They were a goblin, right? I just don't remember and I'm not looking it up. There are a lot of NPCs in Riptide. And luckily most of them are first described by what class they are. Like Captain Widow's crew in episode 108. Zomnia, Star, Igneous, Paladin, Cleric, Fighter, whatever. The real question, the real character I want to talk about this entire time. Felipe. What the fuck is Felipe's class? When I was doing my re-listen for the JRWI logs, I paid very close attention to what Felipe was doing. He has used sneak attack, meaning he has some level of rogue. He has used lay on hands, so he has some level of paladin. I feel like there's more. There's something else. The fun answer is that he has at least one level in every class. He's only 3 days old. Now thinking about it a little more, I think he also has Ranger. Rogue, Paladin, Ranger. Rogue, Paladin, Ranger. They imprinted on that frog, dog. They haven't met a Warlock or a Wizard yet, technically. Cool. Since we're on the topic of classes and subclasses, I want to talk about the new player's handbook that's coming out later this year, and what that could mean within Riptide. And what could happen within Riptide if they choose to update when they come back. This is going to go into more spoiler territory, so be wary of that. Paladins can now use lay on hands on undead creatures and constructs. Gillian can heal Chip. Chip can be healed normally and not only through a short or long rest. This is big. Rogue sneak attacks. You can now deal a specific type of damage depending on how you prepare an attack. Basically splitting your dice into different damage types. I recommend watching XP to level 3's videos on the class changes because that's what made me look into it more. Dude, I miss Riptide so much. And I just needed a yap. You know what I mean? I see on Twitter so many people screaming for Riptide to come back. It's almost been a year already. A year without a Riptide. Either way, we all collectively have to put one foot in front of the other in order to get past this drought. Shit, that's from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Dang it, that was a good joke too! I have what some may call the fucking Troy Logford cut. Cause this thing is called a quaff. I look like William Shakespeare. Give me that coil thing. I got the fucking page hair. Just like, come hither. It makes the most sense with how the Ferin family dynamic looks. Need I say more? Fuck! No! No, the quaff. I forgot what that's actually called. Hold on, I'm pulling out my fucking book. Wait, no, the book's right next to me. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. Book's right here. My player's handbook is right here. Oh wait, no! Bard of Eloquence isn't in player's handbook. It's in Tasha's. What am I talking about? Kai is maybe an artificer. Artificer?